Yuengling, America's oldest brewery.
We brew a beer for every taste.
Which one you choose is up to you.
Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America.
Toll Road here, and I'm in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, Pottsville, PA, and I am at the oldest brewery in America, the D.G. Yuengling and Son Brewing Company. So buckle up, don't drink and drive, and take a ride on the toll road. We're signed up for a tour, but before we get started on this, they've got a pretty cool little gift shop here. They have every item you can think of, including beer, with a Yuengling name on it. And I know one certain friend of the channel here. Yes, you know he's with me. I'll bet you he'll make a purchase or two. All right, we signed up for a tour, free tour. Yuengling Brewing, and I guarantee you this place, this is the house that Rich built. Have you ever had a Yuengling before?
Never had one. Any good?
I have had one. Yes, pretty good. Tim, do you believe he's never had a Yuengling before?
Never. I don't believe anything he says.
True. So the Yuengling Brewery was started here in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, way back in 1829 by a young man by the name of David Yuengling, David G. Yuengling. And through all these years, we're going on almost 200 years of history of this place. This brewery has seen the people's taste in beer change, the laws around even being able to buy beer change, but it has survived. And it is today not only the oldest brewery in America, but it is the largest brewery in America, entirely owned in America, serving beer. It's still fifth generation Yuengling owned. Dick Yuengling is the current owner, and he'll probably pass it down to one of his 4 daughters.
But he specifically chose Pottsville as well because of the natural spring water.
Oh, a spoiler alert for this cooler here. Rich brought a backpack. A big backpack. So there's a free beer tasting at the end of the tour here, and it'll be kind of interesting because in Ohio, the longest time all we had was the Yuengling Lager. They just brought in the Flights as kind of a more recent taste they brought in, but now we'll get a chance to check out stuff like that black and tan, maybe a light, and mango. Did someone say mango? Could be interesting right there. And the always favorite Oktoberfest. I enjoy a good Oktoberfest, and I might enjoy one today. Ever decided to polish off an entire cooler of Yuengling like this? Gets most people's better judgment, by the way. Why not put all that aluminum to work and create some artwork like this? Your own Yuengling plane. Your own Yuengling ship. Not bad. Okay, so this is where our tour began, and that is our lovely tour guide. And unfortunately, we were told we weren't supposed to film during our tour, so we're going to have to look at some stills. But don't worry, my mouth will keep flapping the whole time, telling you the history of Yuengling and why we are in these tunnels. Yeah, you didn't really expect to go in a cave on a brewery tour, but these are hand-dug caverns that they made to keep the beer cool. It keeps like a year-long temperature of about 50 degrees and really worked back then. Now in the next photo, you're going to see this brick wall. That's what the feds put into it during Prohibition to keep them from hiding beer anywhere. And way back in the 1800s, OSHA wasn't that big of a thing. Yeah, they had to go up this rickety ladder, it might have been newer back then, and haul things up and down there. I believe there was a spring up there they accessed. And imagine this, you're working hard, the lunch bell rings, and you're treated to not only a pretty good lunch, but you are not only not prohibited from, but encouraged to have a couple of beers on your lunch break. That's what I call raising productivity and company morale. Now, as I stated earlier, Yuengling is a family-owned brewery. It's currently on its 5th generation. By the way, this clock here, they told us not to touch it. Someone tried to touch it. 5th generation brewery. And the owner now, Richard, he wasn't given it to it by his father. No, he had to buy it. So he grew up in the industry, worked hard, saved up his nickels. There's Richard right there, Tricky Dicky. And at some point, it'll move on to one of his 4 daughters right here. For many years, Yuengling was a local brewery. They served Pennsylvania, maybe a little bit into New York and Delaware Valley area. And it wasn't really till recently, and probably on the pushing of Dick Yuengling, that they've really started to grow and add states and states. Only became available in Ohio, I believe, in 2011, but it's since moved on to into Texas, I believe. Michigan, as of 2025, is finally getting Yuengling. So it's starting to grow, and I think part of the reason you're seeing that is because Americans want American beer. You know, you've seen a lot of these little craft places open up. Well, this is the largest craft beer place there is, Yuengling. You know, the big-time breweries like Miller and Budweiser have kind of shrunk. And I think that's a little bit of fighting back of some of Americans once these American beers became European-owned, or I think Miller might even have some South African ownership into it. So there's some pride in drinking American-made beer. And what's more American than beer? Hey, here's one area they did say we are allowed to film at, and you'll see this production line here. They'll give you a real, if you're old enough to know these reruns, a Laverne and Shirley vibe to it. And I challenge any of you out there to try to count how many beers are going by here as quick as you can. I mean, this is 100 bottles of beer on the wall on absolute steroids. Start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. You even try to drink 12 seconds worth of passing there, you'd be legally drunk for 6.5 weeks, give or take. So this is the end of the tour portion. The tour lasted about an hour. Pretty informative, pretty good guide. Learned a lot there, got some steps in. But now it's time for the real cool part, the tasting. Free tour and 2 free 7-ounce samples. I got the Hefeweizen and the Golden. What flavors you get?
I got flamingo.
Flamingo? Golden? So what's the flamingo here?
It's the flight
Flight?
plus the mango.
So flight plus mango equals flamingo. It should be pink.
Yeah, really.
There he is. Whoa, what the heck? This guy's got like, how'd you get extra? Get a little extra sample of something else.
Yeah, but she didn't bring me like that.
What did you get here?
She gave me a regular lager.
Regular? You've had that before?
Oh, yeah.
What's that, a porter?
It's half and half.
Oh, you get a black and tan? It doesn't look like
it's
a
not
black.
black and tan. I can't remember what she mixed it.
And what is this, spit cup?
No, I don't know what it is. I can't remember.
You don't care, you're just drinking it.
She ran out of cups, so
I was going to
She said she's
say,
gonna be back.
you ran them out of everything, man.
she's going to be back.
Oh, we got to get a cheers here, boys. Let's go. Cheers.
Ooh, it does taste like
There he is. Dick Yuengling. Oh no, he lost his head. What'd you do, break it? You didn't break it, did you? You'll see a lot of the Eagle logos here at Yuengling. Well, originally it was called the Eagle Brewing Company. They changed the name after a couple years, but kept the logo. And yes, even Yuengling has a national cash register. And it's a beaut. Cool museum here, though. They got a lot of history of the Yuengling Company. This must be their old time clock right here, yeah. Go in and out. Old phones. Here's some of the branded promotional ashtrays. Some you don't really see anymore. They used to be a big deal. Those ashtray and matchbook covers. I love these glasses, but what I love even more are these mini kegs they have here. That is cool. And everybody needs America's oldest brewery, Yuengling Combe. Some of the old kegs, and right across the street to that beautiful church. 20 cents a bottle. That could be trouble right there. So that's going to do it for the toll road here at the Yuengling Brewery in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And who knows? I'm contractually obligated to say the next part. Who knows? Who knows where the toll road will lead to next? Kind of cool. They got some murals right on their production buildings here. Yes. Pottsville. Beauty.